So to make this game fully functional, first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to add the game timer. So I'm just going to destroy these shelves up here and then go ahead and place the digital display. Now to get this timer to actually work, you're going to have to place a couple more things down. You're first going to want a touch trigger, and you're going to place this over the player spawn, and you're also going to want the timer link, which is yellow, just like this one here. Then what you're going to do is you're going to link this touch sensor to the timer, and then you're going to link the timer to the digital display. There you go, just like that, to make a short circuit like that. Then with the timer, make sure you set the time to 360 seconds, and this will set it to 6 minutes, as in the 6 hours you're in the Five Nights at Freddy's game. Then for this blink block, you don't have to change anything here, all of that can stay the same. And for this one as well, you can just leave that as it is. Next of all, what we're going to do now is we are now going to add some working lights. So first of all, obviously, we're going to want to get the correct lights. I'm going to be using the ground lights and then placing them on the ceiling, outside the front of the door, and just before the floor color changes, just like that. Obviously, they're still going to be on at the moment, so what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to link them to something. So I'm going to go down to the links tab and then grab a button, place the button on the wall, and then use the button and link the button to the both lights, just like that. There we go, to make a circle like that. And then also you want to make sure you change the timer on here to 2 seconds, just so they stay on for slightly longer. And what you can also do, this isn't necessary, but what you can also do is you can use a power sound block. Make sure you link that to the powered sound block as well. And then by doing this, this means you're able to play the custom light sound from the original FNAF game. So if I go here, the sound ID I will copy and paste onto here, and it will appear on the screen. Here we go, this is what the sound ID is. So there you go, there's the code. Just copy and paste that into there, it will play the correct FNAF sound, and then once it's done that, that's the sound you're going to get. And also make sure you leave it looped on, as this will make it fully work. Now what we're going to do is we're going to be working on the power working doors. First of all, what you're going to want to do is you have to replace the floor with these powered blocks. Now the power blocks can switch on and off. So first of all, for the door, here we go, we're going to put that up on there. I'm just going to color it black because I think it gives that more of like an actual door vibe rather than just having it white. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get a lever. I'm going to be putting the lever, where is it? Where did it go? I just saw it, there it is. And then I'm going to place the lever on this wall right here. But I'm going to be doing it and then moving it over to the side, just like that, just so it sticks out in front of the locker. Then you're going to link the lever to all of these power blocks, which now means these power blocks will only be on when the lever is switched on. So this is kind of like a flicks the door open so the animatronic can't get in. But the only problem with this is, well, the animatronic can just camp outside and wait for you to open the door, which means you drain all your power. So what we're going to do is we're going to send the animatronic back to the stage. So what you're going to want to do first is you're going to want to replace all of the floor tiles just near the door. I'm going to do them in a close-ish range, just so the animatronic isn't able to like hide anywhere and like be able to not be affected by the door. Just like that. Okay, let's do one more as well. I'll put that stick display stand back in a second. And then before you place all the powered blocks, what you want to do is you want to get all your normal blocks and then just build out slightly. I'm going to paint these red as well, just so it's easier for you guys to see. There we go. Let me just paint these ones red. And then what you're going to do is just going to build out just along the bottom, just to create like a sort of wall sort of thing. Just so then when the animatronic falls down, we're going to place a teleporter, which means it will teleport them back to the front. And then we're going to open this up. So just have it one block down. It doesn't need to be very deep. Just like this. And then make sure that you fill it in correctly. Obviously, the bigger you make it, the more secure it is. So the animatronic won't be able to just camp around here. And then before we place it down, we're going to actually install the teleporting system. So first of all, what you're going to want to do is you're going to get to the link, place the touch sensor block, and then what you're going to do is you're going to scale it out to fill up the entire bottom of this. There you go. So for me, this is 3 by 1 by 9. And then when the animatronic touches, or when the NPC touches this, it will send them back to the stage. But to actually do that, we need to get a teleporter block. Now you'll only need one of these and won't need to scale it. I'm just going to place it behind Pony, I think his name is. And this is just to have it teleport back to the stage. Then we are going to link this. So if you click the link button, we're going to link this to the teleporter like thing itself. There we go, just like that. This can make sure to turn this off to on, off, and then you can just set this to 0 because you don't want it to teleport everyone. You only want it to teleport the affected, and you want it to be able to be used multiple times by the same user. And then for this one as well, you can just edit this. So can NPCs trigger? Yes. Can players trigger? Yes. Trigger mode, anyone, and stays on forever while after touching, leave that on. And then there we go, that is now created the floor. And then to have the floor come back and disappear, because we can't just leave it open or it's really obvious and then the animatronic will never be able to get us. You're going to be wanting to get these powered blocks back on. I'm going to color them white, so then I'm going to be able to only color half of them back in. And then fill up the entire thing again, making sure you fill in the entire thing, making sure that you leave no gaps. But the thing is, what you need to now do is you need to link the lever to the to a not gate. So go to your links, click in the not gate, and this will reverse the process because powered blocks are only on when they're powered. But using the not gate means they'll be on when it's not powered, and then when it's powered, the blocks will not be there. So you're going to want to link the not gate to all of your power blocks. Now this might take a second to do because you got all of the different bits of structure, but I'm just going to click in most of them just like this. You might not be able to do them all, which isn't that bad, and then once you've linked all of these in, it should then finally work just like that. And now that means when the lever is switched, the door will come up and the floor will disappear, sending the animatronic back to the entrance. What you can also do though is you can add the power sound as we had with this one. So if you get another sound block, which is also in the link section, just stick that above the door like I have. Link this to the power sound block, and then in the powered sound block you're going to have to get another ID, and I will yet again put this on here. So you go to the settings, sound ID, bang, there is the code. Just pause the video if you need to get that. And I would switch off loop. You do not need loop on, because then if it loops, it just does the sound multiple times, which does not sound as good as it does before. Okay, now we're going to get to the power system working, because you know in FNAF you only have a limited amount of power. But first of all, what we're going to do, just to make it easier, we are going to delete all of the furniture on this side. We can always replace it later, so don't worry about that. Then what you want to do is you're going to want to get another digital display and place it on the wall here. Then you want to get another timer link as well, because obviously you can only have a limited amount of time to use the power. Make sure to link this to the actual digital display as well, or it won't work. Set the timer to 180 seconds and make sure that it doesn't reset when it's unpowered. This means it will set to 3 minutes, so you can only have the doors and lights on for a maximum of 3 minutes. And then what you're going to do is you're going to want to link the button and the lever towards the timer. So this means when you are now playing it, it means that the timer will slowly run down and then you won't be able to use it. And then when the timer runs out, this means these will no longer be able to be used. So now this is one of the definitely harder parts of the videos, is the camera system. And yes, I have found out how to make working cams, which I do think is quite cool. So first of all, what we're going to do is we are going to get a button and stick it just in front of the control panel over here. So this is the cams button. Then when a player clicks that, it will teleport them to the teleporting hub. Now you're going to have to manually build this teleporting hub, so I'm just going to get the blocks just like that. I'm going to use black just because it makes it more like you're in the computer. So obviously you won't be able to see things inside of a normal computer. Just build this out. I'm not going to build the entire structure. Obviously you'll build it in a box, but I'm just going to do a basic thing to how you would make it. Then you're going to get a teleporting block. It doesn't matter whereabouts you place it, as long as you place it inside of the structure. Then you're going to link the button to the teleporting block. So this means when you click it, it will teleport you over to the actual block. Press length, you can leave that as 1. Usable by the infected, make sure that is off. Then now when you're up here, you're going to place all of the buttons for the different cameras. Now normally there are quite a few cameras, and 11 different cameras. So you're probably going to be needing room for 11 buttons, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you will probably have to build these on the other side as I am now. Let's just build up this other wall as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then we are also going to need a block to teleport us back, but we will do that after. Okay, so now I won't hook all of the cameras up now. I'll just show you how to do one, and then you can manually do all the other ones. So first of all, let's do the show stage. Now this will be down at the front, so you're going to have to get another teleporter block out, and then place this somewhere near the stage where you are able to, like, where the piggy can't reach. If I put it just above, actually no, if I put it here in the corner just like this, I'm probably going to have to manually move this. So if I do this, move this up, and then stick this in the corner, there we go. So this will be now where it will teleport you, so you can now see the stage like a camera system. But then what you're also going to have to do to make sure the player doesn't actually escape and then ruin the entire point of the camera system and gets out, you're going to need to get some invisible blocks. They are going to be in the events section, not in the links section. And then once you've done that, just make sure you surround the entire invisible, or not invisible, the teleporter block with these invisible blocks around it, just so then the player can't escape. Make sure to do this to the front, the back, the left, and the right. And then we've got to do one more just to place this on top so they can't, like, try and jump out, which would be very annoying. There we go. Let's build this over just like that. Okay, there we go. We now have the teleporter blocks. This is where it will teleport you when you click the camera. But now we actually have to link this, so I'm going to click the link button, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go down all the way over to here and click the block, just like, it's going to be a bit glitchy. There we go. Okay, we got that linked up, and then you're going to press confirm. And what you can do just to make it easier is you can go to the, which one is it? Is it events? I think it is. Yep, and get a note, and then you can place the note. Make sure you have the color selected as well. Make sure you place the note onto the actual, oh, this isn't easy to rotate around. There we go. You place it on there, and then what you can do is you can just do this to 1A show stage. There we go. That's what it is in the actual game as well. And then when the player clicks this, this will teleport them over. But the problem is, now that they're teleported over, how are you going to get them back? What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to set up another button. So if we go to the button here, I'm not going to place it inside the block yet, or we won't be able to do it. So put the button here. Make sure you just set this to 1. Leave all of that as it is. Click the link icon, and then click this teleporter block. So this now means when you want to return back, that will work. And then obviously you're going to have to move this down over inside of the teleporter block. So that means you're actually able to click it just like that. So if I actually show you how this one works, if I go to play bot, there we go, we will load into the game. And if I now go over to the camera system, I went the wrong way. Let's go back and click the camera system button. There we go. Let's go to show stage A. Here we go. It will teleport me. Obviously, I can't escape as I'm not allowed to. Here we go. Like a camera system. Click that and you will teleport back to the beginning. Now, obviously, we're going to have to figure out how you teleport yourself back into the office, because obviously this will be a covered room and you can't just jump back in. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to want to configure one of your buttons. I'm just going to use this one over here. And then you're going to get a teleporting block, if I can find it. There we go. And I'm just going to place this on top of the other block we used earlier. Then I'm going to use this button, click this, and then select the link button. And then bang, that should now work. And then when you click the button, it will now teleport you down to there. Obviously, the order that you do them in won't matter, and obviously your camera setup will be slightly different. But then hopefully that should work. Okay, so lastly, if you want to add sound effects, I'm going to be showing you the basic ways to do them, and then you can choose where you have them in the map. So first of all, we have some ambience. Now the ambience you're going to want to keep playing the entire time. So get your lever and your powered sound block, link the lever to the powered sound block, and then type in the ID. Actually, no, I'll stick it up on screen. Type in this code right now. There you go. Type in that code. Make sure the volume is set to 0.5. Max distance I would set to 1000, as that's the highest it can go. And looped I would leave on. Now next up, we're going to be adding the cool, awesome phone guy. Now to get the phone guy, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to have the same setup as this. You're going to want a powered sound block and a lever. But for this lever, make sure it's single use and is turned on. Make sure for this one as well, I forgot to say, make sure this is single use and is turned on. Then link the lever again to the power source. Then you're going to want to get the ID. I will show that up on screen right now, and then you can just stick that in there. This one you're going to want to switch off loop though, however, because you do not want the phone call to be playing again multiple times. Now we have some slightly different effects, which means that you have to do a slightly different setup for this. Now we are going to be using buttons. So first of all, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get a button and a powered sound block. Then link the button to the powered sound block. And then for the Foxy's Hum, which is this one, make sure you go and then type it in to the sound ID. There it is, it's up on the screen. But for this one, make sure loop is off, click confirm, and then for the button, you have to change the press length to 9 seconds, or it will not play the entire sound effect. And because you're going to want Piggy playing it, because it's going to be in only a space where Piggy can go, you're going to want to make sure it's usable by the infected. And then yet again, for the last one, what you're going to want to do is get another powered sound block, and then go for another button, link the button to the power block. This time it's going to be Freddy's laugh. I'm sure you will all recognize it as soon as you hear it. And all of these IDs do work as well at the time of recording this. If they don't work after that, that's not my fault. For Freddy's laugh, to make sure it isn't looped, there's the sound ID. Max distance volume, you can just leave all of that the same. Then for the press length, make sure to change that to 5, as yet again it won't play the whole sound effect, and make sure it is usable by the infected. And then just obviously confirm that it is linked. Now the final thing you're going to want to do is on the outsides of the doors, if I just quickly delete this, on the outside of the doors you're going to want to make sure that players can't escape, because if players can escape, well, that just defeats the entire point of the game. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to find some death blocks. I believe this is in events, not in links, if I'm correct. Yeah, it is. Here we go, death block. And you can stick in there. You can use invisible blocks as well, but then that means Piggy can't get through, which kind of defeats the entire point of the game as well. So if you use death blocks, Piggy can still get through if the person doesn't close the door in time, but the players aren't able to get out. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope this video was helpful. Any questions or things not working, just stick them in the comments. But yeah, so make sure to like, subscribe, and join the Discord, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.